on YouTube, so give me a minute. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace. So y'all already know, go over there to YouTube. Go to YouTube. There we go. Over there to YouTube. So what's up, family? Go over there to YouTube if you want to see the screen. I'm also fit to post the Zoom link as well. For those of you that want to request a box. So hold on, I'm still setting that up. We got 3 people watching. We got 3 people in this joint. Pin the message. Boom. So peace, chat. Go over there to the YouTube. Go to the YouTube. So we can go ahead and get started. Ether, what's up? What's up? Oh shit, I forgot to share. I forgot to share this to the group. So we hold on, y'all. Make you a mod while you're here. I don't see you. I don't see you over there in the chat, so I could make you a mod. You gotta type, man. I don't see nobody comments. I don't see nobody comments. The only way I can make you a mod, I gotta see your comment. Okay, there you go. I guess I gotta do it through. What's up, digital? Y'all already know. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. If you want to see anything, you gotta go to YouTube. Cause tonight it's a celebration. It's a celebration. Let's go. To see any. So wait 1 second. I'm gonna add it up there. So we got 9 in the chat. I'm gonna start when I get up to at least 15 or something like that. At least 15 to 20, and I'll get up there. What's up, brother? And also, when you get over there, make sure you subscribe. This live is not going to be long. I'm just letting you know it's not going to be long. Okay, here you go. I can make you a mine now. There you go. Add as a moderator. Boom. There you go. Alito, beautiful goddess. Alito. And I told y'all gotta turn on the notifications. What's up, Nine Ether? What's up, bro? Hey, shout out Nine Ether. That's my bro right there. Hey, he been looking out for the longest. Hey, he the one, he said, hey man, we gotta go ahead and push this joint to YouTube. We gotta go ahead and leave this TikTok shit alone because they ain't got no real knowledge over there. Them Pan-Africans they ain't pushing nothing. They're just trying to keep up with the drama. All they want to do is just pass drama all around. That's all they want to do. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Sure, we finna go over this little rant that this little crybaby was doing, and we're gonna go over a little bit of information real quick, and then we'll end it right here. JM Digital, what's up, bro? Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell, cause I told you I'm gonna be going live over here majority of the time. And if y'all ever want to get on the panel, click that link right there at the top of the chat. That's all y'all got to do. So I'm still giving it a little bit of a minute, get a little bit of time before I get started. So just kick back, get your food, get whatever you need, and enjoy the beat created by yours truly. And then we're going to get this rolling. So you over there on the TikTok side, please leave TikTok, come to the YouTube. But if you want to keep up with the drama, what they got going on over there, then stay over there. Because what we trying to do, we trying to make moves. Oh yeah, special announcement. We got a doctor. We're going to have a doctor who I'm going to be interviewing next week that study the skulls, the cranial, the skeletons, and also specializes in DNA. And she's going to give you the breakdown of this structure to show how you guys are American Indians. And guess what? She is African descent. Oh, this shit is going to hurt they motherfucking feelings next week. We finna have a real doctor next week, Thursday, 6 p.m. Central. How's Natural getting in touch with all these people? It's through my bros. Network, contact. I'm telling you, we're trying to make boss moves here. We're making boss moves here. We're trying to put everything on the table. Because once we get here on the channel, we're going to have Miko come back. Then who knows what else is going to happen in the future. So don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. See, I'm only going to have 10 people here, so I'm going to have to, this is going to be a ground shot. Yes, exactly. All these Pan-Africans is just sitting here and just talking shit. But they not really proving nothing. Okay? So what we going to do? Okay, now we got 13 people in here. We finna go to Chris MVP's channel. Yes, sir. We finna go to Chris MVP's channel. Yesterday, I rebutted his video because he tried to rebuttal my video. He tried to do that. And guess what he did today? I'm thinking, I'm at work, I'm chilling. I get off, I'm like, I wonder if this guy rebuttal me. I said, wow, no way he did this. I thought this was a scholar. I thought I wasn't nobody to worry about. I thought I was a piece of cake. But we gonna see. We about to see how much. Hold on real quick. How much of a problem I really am. You know, when somebody can't prove themselves, what do they do? When somebody can't prove themselves, what do they do, family? The only thing they sit up here and do is talk. Hold on. Let me bring this over here. I better bring this over here. Let me bring this to the second screen. Screen 1. Yeah, let's do that one. And let's bring this screen back over here. Yes, because I got to look at the chat. Share the live, y'all. Share the live. We got 14 people in this joint. We got 14 people here. We probably got more, but Streamlabs is a little slow when it's showing more people. So let's turn this music down. And let's go to Mr. MVP Chris, the Pan-African of YouTube. This man made an hour and 20-minute video talking shit about natural. Hey, you know people that do that, right? You got your brother X. Thank you for the gift, Myra. I appreciate that $1.99. I appreciate that. Hey, but you know with Mr. Mofax, Port City, Brother X, Rob Styles, Black First, and plenty of more. When they are defeated, what is the number one thing they do when they are defeated? They don't rebuttal. They sit there, turn on the live stream, and talk shit. Just slander for hours and hours and hours. That shows me the defeat in you, Bob, my boy. That shows you the defeat. So we're going to break it back. We ain't going to play the whole thing because we ain't got too much. We don't need to take in all that negative energy. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Hey, love you too, sis. Love you too. Hey, Abdullah said, I'm going to be honest. He's basically wasting his precious time. He, Michael Jackson, okay, let me chill out. You say he could have had, instead of trying to come up with some real evidence to combat what you said, he should have contacted you directly. No, he wasn't going to do that. He can't be seen in the light of conversating with a Abo or Abo or whatever the fuck he came up with. No, this gonna make him look fake. He gotta front for his people. The man know he defeated. The man know he can't debate. Because a real person that can debate is always gonna put source upon source upon source and say, hey, you wrong because of this, you wrong because of this, you wrong because of this, you wrong because of this. Okay, I'm gonna rebuttal you through this angle, blah, 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 blah. He didn't do that. What he did was read my source and try to make it seem like I couldn't comprehend it, and then we went right back behind him and show how stupid he was. Then he lied several times in this video. But if you want to catch that, go watch the live stream that was before this one. And matter of fact, go watch the live stream before that one, and to see when all this shit started. Even MoFax, Port City, Black First, all these motherfuckers trying to come over here to YouTube to get on the bandwagon with Chris. Shit crazy. But let's start. Boy, he killing the slow jam, boy. So we got 17 people in. Of course, if you are on the TikTok, please go to YouTube. Go to the YouTube if you on TikTok. I still got 9 people over there inside the TikTok. Fact, slow jam hitting. That's the only thing he got going to the beat.
Yeah.
Think it is what it ain't, all peaches and cream. Floating face down in the mainstream. What's good, everybody? What's good? You think it is what it ain't, all peaches and cream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good with everybody today? Just want to pop a little stream off while I'm kicking it with y'all, man. Just want to kick it with y'all a little bit. Just talk about what happened yesterday, and I know everybody enjoyed it. C-Dot came in here and bogarted the lesson yesterday. Came in here and bogarted my lesson yesterday. Had some Black Panthers going. Had some of the great ones talking. Had the ancestors talking. Bogarting my lesson yesterday. Don't think I ain't peeped what you did, C-Dot. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's goody? Let me get this up.
What's good, man? What's good? Yeah, turn that shit down.
What's good? Everybody up. We got Gold Surfer, Afromantic. Keep it forward. Records is in the building. We got Sean.
We gotta skip forward. I ain't trying to hear his shout outs. Let's just go ahead and get to it. All right. Let's hear this 1 hour and 20-minute rant.
Echo chambers.
But we not gonna listen to the whole full shit, bro. We just probably gonna listen for a good 5-10 minutes. But majority of the shit is just him talking shit about me.
Syndrome. And
thank you for the scribe.
He only read the parts he wanted them to hear.
Hold on, let's break it back. And again, y'all, if y'all wanna check this shit out, go watch the live beforehand and see how this motherfucker sitting up here line. I'm just gonna tell y'all because I know I got some new people in here. This man, when I went to his panel to basically cut his ass, he stopped me on the second paragraph and said, "No more reading. I gave you 10 minutes." And then the next day, he brings my article back up there and tries to read it and say he didn't read this part. I said, "Bitch, I didn't even make it there yet. You cut me off on the second paragraph." And he tried to put his own spin on the shit. So I came back and rebutted him yesterday. And this is his rebuttal today. Slandering. Know your defeat, my boy. Big boy. Put down them cupcakes, my boy. Put down them cupcakes, Big Chris.
You can't do that.
Let's go.
So how did they determine that it was a Negro skull or an African skull? Before we get into that, I want to show you guys what he did. Now, I'm not going to be showing any videos right now because I'm getting ready to walk out the door. But I'm pretty good with my commentary so everybody can understand. And this is why I'm speaking at a decibel like this right now as I run around here trying to find my glasses. So what he did was he never read the entire article to his audience. And many times in those echo chambers, because, you know, they suffer from ECS, echo chamber syndrome, and he only read the parts he wanted them to hear. in order to go through his diatribe, right? In order for him to push his propaganda or promote his propaganda, he has to give them an interpretation based on his own understanding, which ain't a whole lot, if y'all know what I mean. Because as we can hear, the brother isn't really that great at orating. He's not that great at reading, and he definitely ain't good at comprehension, right? So we read this entire article to him, and Nine Ether God, I read it on the channel yesterday. If you would like, I can read it to you again. It clearly says that they were Africans in those grounds. But we're going to keep going forward.
Guys, go watch the live video yesterday. In the article, it does not call nobody from the Caribs African at all. I'm going to explain this concept to y'all one more time. What they did was they've got a skeleton from Barbados, and then they got a skeleton, the skeleton that they found from the Virgin Islands, and they got a skeleton from Africa, the Gamboon people. Okay? So in craniology, how can they determine if a skeletal remains is Negroid or not? By using African skeletons and African skulls. That's how they determine if a skeletal remain is Negroid. Not African, Negroid. If you go back and read the article, The Anthropology of Man, let me show y'all. And get to the specific point of what he's talking about. It's sad that I gotta do this again because this man lacks comprehension. And he's trying to play a fucking game here. If you go to this article right here, I showed this right here in the debate between me and MoFax. And if you go to down here in this paragraph, it says right here, in order to evaluate better the metrical findings, Table 1 contains measurements. Table 1 contains measurements and indice of the Barbados skull in comparison with the range of variation of 5 males from Virgin Islands. They talk about the range, the measurement of the skull. And it says, and that 68 male Negroes from Bennington's Gamboon series. So they went to go get 68 Negro skeletons from the Gamboon in Africa, and they comparing the Gamboon skeletal remains to the Virgin Island skeletons and the Barbados skull. That's what they doing. All right, and it says these figures are presented for what they are worth, which unfortunately is probably very little, because measurements are very imperfect descriptive agents, and more than one racial group, more than one racial group may fall within the same range. The eye is able to detect racial differences that are only masked by figures. I have selected the Gamboon series. He said he selected it, the Gamboon series, for comparison because it is from the west coast of Africa. Again, they call it Negro land in West Africa. And it says, and is the best available. It was the best available to determining this because they already discovered these scores, and they said the scores look Negroid. So since it looked Negroid, they said, okay, let us go get some African scores and compare to basically affirm that this is true. Okay? So it says, it is not, of course, fully representative. Listen to this part. It is not, of course, fully representative of the population from which Negro slaves were shipped to the New World. That's a fucking cut right there. Yes, he always running. Fully is not fully representative of the population of which Negro slaves shipped to the New World. So they basically saying these do not cover the people that was shipped to America. And it says this table shows the Barbados specimens falls within the range of the Gamboon Negroes. Listen. I want y'all to answer this question. We all can comprehend properly, right? This sentence right here. It says this table shows. Please listen, y'all. Pay attention. This table shows that the Barbados specimen falls within the range of the Gamboon Negroes, except for maximal skull length and cranial index. Likewise, the Virgin Islands specimen fall within this range, except for nasal and orbital indice. Sorry. Now, people, I gotta ask y'all this question. Again, reading comprehension. Is that sentence stating that these Barbados skulls and Virgin Island skulls are African skulls? Or is they comparing the skulls to Africa and just saying it falls within the range, the measurements of the Gamboon African skull? All they're trying to do is prove that these are Negroid skulls. And the only way to confirm it is using Negroid people from certain locations. You could use one from the Pacific Islands. You could use one from Africa. You could use one from anywhere that are Negroid people. Because all Negroes fall within a particular range to show proof that these are Negroid type people. So, people, I got to ask you the question. Is that sentence stating that those people from the Virgin Islands and the Bahamas are African? Yes or no? You could drop a one in the chat if you disagree. Drop a 2 in the chat if you agree. Drop a one in the chat if you agree that these people, that this article is saying that they are African. Drop a 2 in the chat if they are not saying it. I'll give y'all a little minute. Give y'all a little minute. Not at all African. Again. Okay, got you. Anybody else? Got 21 people here. Got 21 people here. Can't say just got here, fam. Okay. Got you. So we're going to continue reading. It says the exceptions is noted above and more in the direction of the Negro than the American Indian. Who's the American Indian? Today, the American Indian is viewed as the Mongoloid. But again, America was diverse. I showed this many times. And today I'm going to show you an article that's showing proof that the Indians are Negro. I showed this yesterday that the Indians are Negro. What's up, y'all? What's up? Okay. And it says, in addition, I may point out a Negro character in the Barbados skeleton, namely that the long bones, particularly the femora, are straighter than is the case in Indians. It says the radio Hamaro. I can't even say that word. Hamaro index is 80.1, which could be either Negro or Indian. The maximum length of the right femur is 423 millimeters, which corresponds to that of one of the males from the Virgin Islands. Now, this is where he got his bullshit from, right? It says, without going into further details in connection with physical type, I will call attention to one thing that clearly proves the Barbados specimen to be Negro, not African, Negro. Negro doesn't mean African. Negro means dark skin, a black person. And Africa is in the house of the Negroes. Negroes are found all over the world. America has its own type of Negro. And that's one thing people need to fucking understand. Okay? So again, people, he's literally calling the Barbados specimen a Negro, not African. And it says the photograph of the forma frontals shows the upper median incisors, the only incisors to be artificially pointed. Okay? And it says we have here a well-known type of West African dental mutilation. I said it's a well-known type of West African dental mutilation. Did they call this African? They said the mutilation is a type of West African. And later I'm going to show you that this same mutilation isn't just West African. That's why he didn't make a fucking rebuttal. It says a vast study of this practice in America indicates nothing comparable in the New World. Nothing comparable in the New World. In the end, I'm going to show you the incisors of the teeth. And it says, identically, the Gamboon series use a metrical comparison above are said by Bennington to include examples of foul teeth. This process by which the mutilation is produced is variously described as fouling or chipping. He said, I would say that in the case of the Barbados specimen, the teeth are chipped, not fouled. The teeth are chipped. And again, he did not call it African. He called it Negro. And it said it got a well-known type of West African dental mutilation. Well, he said, we have here a well-known type of West African dental mutilation. They talking about the Gamboon series. Okay. So we goes to right here. Then I'm going to show you real quick. It says, although no further evidence was seen to be needed for refuting the inference stated in the beginning, it is desirable to show in how far this is contrary to previously accepted findings for the Antillean area. Table 2 summarizes the skulls and frontal bones from the West Indies that are available to me either in the literature or in the collections of the U.S. National Museum. Only 11 of these 97 specimens may be said to be properly undeformed. Again, it could be undeformed. Now we're going to jump all the way down to right here because it talks about the skull having deformity, stuff like that. Deformation. This collection may represent the former group. And it says, since then, it is not impossible to find undeformed Indian skulls in the Antilles. I present also plate D34. One of these Cuban skulls for comparison with the Negroes. The contrast with the Barbados skulls shown in the same plate is so striking that I would give only these indices for the Cuban. Okay? And the cranial index 79.7, nasal index 43.4, orbital index, it will be observed that all three of these figures fall within the range of the Gamboon skulls. However, only 2 of the 68 Gamboon skulls have a nasal index below 47. Only 8 have a cranial index of 79. I believe that the Cuban skulls here illustrated will prove to be fairly representative of the undeformed Indian population of the Antilles, of which these described by Buxton, Trevor, and Julian, the Indian population. So what does he's calling the Indian population Negroes. I don't get I don't know how he's missing this shit. But let me show you. Again, I'm sorry that I gotta go over it again, but I got to. We're gonna read this again right here. Now, they said the West African mutilation of the teeth is only a West African trait. But when you go to right here, right, and you know what his motherfucking rebuttal to this? It didn't say Negro in there. They literally just called the motherfucking Indians of the Caribs Negroes. And you got the nerve to say it didn't say Negro. Do you know who the Mississippian is? I'm jumping the gun. Hold on. Look, it says evidence that teeth mutilation was practiced by the American Indians has been found mainly in the parts of the Middle America and in Ecuador and South America. And it says inlay was practiced to both of these areas, but fouling seems to have been restricted chiefly to the Middle America. Where's the Middle America? Okay. It says with the importation of Negroes in historic times, the African custom of chipping the teeth was superimposed to some extent upon the native practice. It says, and certainly was introduced into parts of Middle and South America formerly free from any form of dental mutilation. Okay? Now check this out. It says north of Mexico, they said, yes, it got here. Some probably had got here through the Negroes, through slavery. But I'm going to show you it was here way before then. It says north of Mexico, there has been heretofore no very certain evidence for and much negative evidence against the existence of the custom, although thousands of scholars of North America have been the subject of general study. Only one so far has, as we can discover, has been described in a print as having foul teeth. Okay? And it says this exceptional specimen is from the Pueblo region of Arizona. Now, I thought that was an African trait. It says the description of it is contained in a footnote of Saval's. That's the one we just read. Defends a statement attributed to him by Lusk to the effect that the custom could be traced from the Pueblo region to southern Central America. Regarding the Pueblo region, I made the statement after having photographed a skull found by Dr. Fuchs at Sikyaki, Arizona, a study of which seems to me clearly to indicate single serrations in at least 3 of the upper incisors and in the lower right lateral incisor. All right. Unfortunately, Saval did not reproduce the photograph of this teeth, and it cannot now be located. And it says the skull catalog in the U.S. National Museum as number 156319. In the meantime, has been sent in exchange. Yada yada. Let's go ahead and get down here. This is the main part I want to get. This is the main part right here. This is where he fucked up at. It says, in spite of the seeming rarity of dental mutilation in North America, it says many anthropologists probably would not be surprised to learn that undoubted examples now have been found in the Mississippi Valley because they have become increasingly aware of indications of late prehistoric contact between hours southeast in Mexico. The new specimens are 4 in number and come from a small area within a radius of 40 miles at St. Louis, Missouri. And it says these specimens will be described not in the order of their recovery, but in the order in which the mutilation was recognized. And that's how Mr. Chris got motherfucking cut. That's how he got cut. Now let's take a look at the mutilated skull. Let's take a look at the mutilated teeth that Mr. Chris was talking about. Okay? Let's do that. And y'all will clearly see that Chris is full of shit. Now look at this. You see those teeth? Look at them. Look at it. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. That's the teeth they was talking about. Now, when you go look at the Gamboon Indians, look at the Gaboon teeth mutilation. I probably spelled that wrong, but we gonna get it. The Gaboon teeth mutilation. Oh no. Let's take one of these O's out. Now, look at their teeth. Let's look closer at this man's teeth. They said teeth mutilation. Come on now. Look at his teeth. We got to zoom in. Oh my God, come on. We got to zoom in. Look at his teeth. Look at the man's teeth. We got to zoom in a little more. Look, y'all. Now, where on that skull? We looking at the same. We looking at the Gamboon people, right? Look at the teeth. What are you talking about? Hold on, let's look at another one. We gotta bring that back. Here go another one. Here, I think this is an even better one because this an older one of these people. Yeah, it's on Pinterest. Look, the fang foul teeth of Gamboon. Look, y'all. We gotta zoom in. Oh, Chris, what the fuck, bro? What was you thinking, dog? So this is the teeth mutilation? Why didn't you research this? Why didn't you make a proper rebuttal to this? Because now you looking bad. You looking real bad. Because how the hell they got this compared to this? How they got those two? What year is this picture? Is this another Gamboon? Let's zoom out. Is this another one? Nah, this one don't even have this one don't even got a commentary on it. You don't even got that. But this one right here. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I know why you didn't rebuttal. Because if you did, you would have made yourself look fucking stupid. But let's go.
Forward, because you guys act like you can't hear. You guys act like you don't comprehend. Because you suffer from ECS syndrome, which is echo chamber syndrome. Or I'm going to call it ECSS, echo chamber scholarship syndrome. You heard only what you wanted to hear. You were in the chat when I did the lesson. It said that those were Africans. Doesn't matter if I stopped him from reading.
people, we just looked at the article. It didn't call them African. We just looked at it. I showed right there in front of I showed everyone. I showed you all. It didn't call them African. That is his assumption of the word Negroid and Negro. Because when you look at the word African, it doesn't mean Negro. And when you look at the word Negro, it doesn't mean African.
Does not matter. Negroes were considered, Africans were considered Negroes.
And American Indians was too. Let's look at this as well. Because he said Negroes was considered Africans. Negroes was considered Africans. Okay. So what about the American Indians? What about the American Indians? Was not the American Indians considered Negroes too? I'll tell you, this live is not going to be long. I just wanted to clown his top. Oh, CO. What's up, Mr. Do? So when we go right here, right? To let's see where we at. Where we at? Is this one? No. Oh yeah, here go one. We can read this too. This is fine. We can read that too. Let's get to it because it's still under the same thing. I ain't bring this out to him. Because you know what I'm saying? You can't cast your perils to all these goddamn clowns, right? So when you go look at this, not this. Hold on, wait a minute. Right here. Let's read this real quick. So, was American Indians considered Negroes? It says possible Bell's Indians was a New England captive. And it says in one of the only surviving documents that mentions the Pequots, that's the Indian tribe, in May 1638, the company's official warned the governor of the Providence Island that we would have the cannibal Negroes from New England required after whose they are in special care taking of them. Okay? But given slave unrest, these worries seem excited by security concerns rather than humanitarian ones. It says company and island officials were worried about the captives fomenting a rebellion. Who's the captives? The cannibal Negroes. Who's the cannibal Negroes? The Pequot Indians of New England. The New England captives. Reading comprehension. The captives fomenting a rebellion or forging relationships with existing Indian and Maroon communities. It says this is the first mention of what would become a stereotype in the English Atlantic Caribbean correspondence and legislation in the 17th century. And it says that New England Indians were particularly troublesome and prone to rebellion. Who was prone to rebellion? The cannibal Negroes from New England, who were the Pequot Indians. All right. And it says no direct evidence that the Pequots or later the Wampanoag or what does it say, Narragansett, the Narragansetts who were involved in the slave revolt or rebellion has appeared in colonial records. Yet these official concerns resurfaced in the 1640s and the 1670s in times of slave revolt and insecurity. Come on, y'all. Was Indians called Negroes? Wasn't they called Negroes? I wonder why he don't want to listen. He don't want to fucking listen. Now, let's look at this. Check this out. It says connection with Atlantic slavery shaped the New England colonists' willingness to turn to Indian labor and vice versa. Many of the individuals who eagerly sought Indian captives also bought African slaves as soon as they became available. In fact, early adapters of Indian captives as household slaves, who was the house Negroes, who was the house slaves, house nigga, and servants were among the first English inhabitants to bring African slaves into their households, sometimes in direct exchange for Pequot captives. How could you tell the difference between a Pequot Indian and an African slave? Tell me that. How could you? How could you? How could you tell the difference? And now it says the diaspora of Indians out of New England. Wait a minute. I thought it was just the African diaspora. I thought it was just the diaspora of that Pan-Africans. Wait a minute. So we had Negroid type of Indians being sent out of America. We know this. We know this is true. But it says the diaspora of Indians out of New England followed the patterns of New English trade routes and patterns, which linked the region closely to the Bermuda, Virginia, Barbados, Providence Islands, and eventually Jamaica. After the English conquest, colonies were slavery flourished by the 1640s. Within a few years, these networks included the Canaries, the Azores, the Madeira, Cape Verde, and ports of the Mediterranean as New England ships took barrel staffs and fish, and local Indians to trade for wine, which they turned in exchange for Africans. Hold on. Do y'all see? Halito. Do y'all see? They exchanged local Indians, in which they exchanged for Africans on the coast, on the Gunny coast, and Barbados. So where did they took those Indians? This is the Indian diaspora. And I already showed you that they call the Indians Negroes, cannibal Negroes, on Providence Island. So where did they exchange these Indians from? They took them to the Guinea coast, Guinea Coast and Barbados. They took them to the Guinea Coast and Barbados. That's where they took these Indians. They took these Indians straight to Africa in exchange for Africans. So that explains why you see the Indian-like individual. Why you got individuals that look like us in Africa? That's why they was exchanging Indians for Africans. And the Indians were Negroes too. And again, how many times they said the Negro is destined to be a servant, a slave? That wasn't just talking about Africans. They was talking about all Negroes around the world. Come on now. Once you step out of that assumption, out of that thought process and believing that the word Negro only means African, then you have a better understanding of what took place in history. Okay? And Captain Paul, who ferried Henry Winthrop to and from Barbados, was a Puritan who battled against Stuart and sympathizers in Barbados, and also transported European laborers and eventually Africans. There go the European. Why they call them laborers? Because we know when we got the what's that book called, White Servitude in a New Colony or Virginia or something like that. They called them slaves. They ain't calling them laborers. I don't know why they trying to clean the shit up, but they were slaves. They was getting their ass beaten and everything too. They was getting that work done to them too. And it says eventually Africans and Indians to the island as workers, including the general Guyanese Arawak. So you had 3 different Negroes on one island. 3 different Negroes on one island. Okay, that was just a little jewel to drop right there. But getting back to it. I told you that the American Indians was also called Negroes as well. And I don't know why the hell Chris is fucking dodging these definitions, because the word Negro literally means a dark-skinned person of any origin. Is the word Negro Spanish? I believe in Spanish. And then when you look at the word Negro in Spanish, its first uses of it, it literally meant black. It did not mean African. So I don't know where the hell you getting this Negro means black from, because that's not true. Not according to the colonizers. I mean, I don't know where the hell you getting this Negro means African from, because according to the colonizers, that's not true. It just simply means you was a dark-skinned person. And they dislike any dark-skinned person. Nobody just had a fucking hate towards Africa. It was just, they just had a disdain for majority of peoples around the world that shared this complexion. What's up? Go to my YouTube, y'all. And it says, in early U.S. use, usually with reference to the American Indians, the word Negro. The word Negro. You see? And look, they showing you the different uses right here. It says by T.H. Halliburton. It says heathen, indigenous. What that mean? Indigenous in words. And it says the Polynesian